Hello everyone, this is Karen Cornell, your Creative Memories Advisor, and it's time for our weekly project recipe. So if you are new to me, I am doing these weekly project recipes from this book, and it is a wonderful book that came out last year during the Creative Memories birthday celebration. It is no longer available. You can find it on eBay and stuff for a very expensive price. But don't fret. I will walk you through every step and every cut, and don't worry about having to find the book. But we do this every week on Wednesday, or we do it Wednesday, not on Wednesday, Wednesday at noon Eastern Standard Time. And if you like my style, please subscribe to my channel. I love doing this. I love building a community. I feel like I've gotten to know a lot of you, and that was my whole point of starting this YouTube channel, was to build a community of creative minds that love creative memories and love scrapbooking and preserving family memories. And so that's why I do it. I'm a busy mom, so I'm not going to talk a lot. It's going to be a quick under 30 minute project recipe. That's what I try to do. And I'm not perfect. If we make mistakes, we make it work. So we call that going rogue. So we are going to do project number 25 today. So let me change my camera angle. So in this one, you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock as your base pages. You're going to need 3 pieces of designer paper. They use the Totally Tonal Tangerine collection. I am actually using the Totally Tonal that was like the purples, I think, from like 2 or 3 years ago. And I don't know about you, but I struggle with tonal paper like this. These Totally Tonals where I love, like the collections come out and I'm like, oh, I love. But then getting them on paper and in a layout, I struggle with. So I really wanted to do this one. And I did this one for the simple reason I loved these borders, and I have so many with that collection. I have so many border stickers. I mean, tons, pages and pages of border stickers. So I am actually going to layer some border stickers with a border maker cartridge so that you can see how that looks, because I need to get rid of some of this product because it's just sitting here and I'm not using it, and I need to use it. And I need to challenge myself to learn how to use this tonal paper and embrace the challenge and just go for it. So that's what I'm doing today. I absolutely love this orchid and purple paper. So I've used almost all of this collection. I've got lots of blues and yellows and reds to use. So I'm hoping I will, do well with this, and it turns out well, and I'll do more of this Totally Tonal, because let me just tell you, my folder, let me just show you this folder. This folder is thick. I mean, it is filled to the max of all this tonal paper. I mean, tons and tons of tonal paper, all of these border stickers. So I need to figure out how to use this paper, because number one, it's taken up way too much space in my storage. So I need to use it. So moving on. Let's go ahead and get started. You're going to need your trimmer. You're going to need a border maker cartridge. I am going to be using the mirrored triangles, and because I think it's going to layer nicely with the border sticker that I selected. When I first saw this layout, I really wanted to use the floral ribbon, but border punches, they are about 1.5 inches. Oops, let me do it this way. 1.5 inches wide. You have to allow that much paper, and we only have a little over 1 inch, and all the border maker cartridges are 1 inch, so you can fit it better with that. So I had to not do the floral ribbon and use the mirrored triangles, but I think it's going to look really well just because I have this paper and this geometric. I think is going to look cool. So let's go ahead and open our arm and get my paper. I have it all ready to go. I do like to lay it out so I have it in order. So I have my 1, my 2, and my 3, and I have it the direction that I need it if it's directional. This is not directional paper, so I'm fine with that. So we are going to cut it at 6 inches straight down. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change it. I'm going to cut these first because it's so tiny. So I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch. So when you cut a 1/2 inch, you do it to the, I do it to the right, and it's that long line right before it says inch. And so that's a 1/2 inch. Because I just think it's going to be easier to grip the paper when you have a larger piece than to try and cut the 1/2 inch. So there's one. And then here we're going to cut another one. And then we will cut that in half at 6 inches. Sometimes you can't start from top to bottom when you're reading the project recipe. Sometimes you just need to look at the full paper, what you're cutting, so that you can see, ooh, if that's a tiny piece, let's cut that first. And that will make it easier for you. And we are using the reverse of those, so I want to go ahead and flip that. And then now I have a 6 by 11 piece of paper. Now I'm going to double check because, you know, I turned the paper and I want to double check that. So this is at 12, so I don't want to cut that side. Oh yeah, I do want to cut that side because this is 11, so this should be 11. So let's double check. So I'm going to turn it back so I have the 12 inches because I want to cut it at 6 inches. So always do that when you're cutting smaller pieces. You know, measure twice, cut once. Sometimes we have to learn that the hard way. So designer 1 is done. Now we're going to move on to designer 2. And we are going to punch our border first. So we're going to set this aside. Get your border maker system. If you are not a border maker system owner, it is a must-have tool. It is amazing. This always slides. You pull this out from the bottom. And then you slide it till it stops and then fold it back. And I've told you this before, but if you notice there's a little groove on your border maker system, see if you can see it in the, there's a little groove right here, and that matches up with this little tongue, like little part sticking out, and that's how you can know, or you can go by feel. I usually go by feel, but that helps you line those two up and then you're in the right spot. You go 6 down, I make sure it's all the way in. So you cut a straight border. There's one. We're going to do a second one. Brush it off so it doesn't get jammed. And now we're going to do a second one. Yeah, I think this is going to be cool. I'm excited. I don't know what it is about the Totally Tonal collection. I love the papers. I love them. I love all the colors. I love the designs of them. I don't know if it's just too much that of all the same color that throws me off. I don't know. It's weird. It's a mystery. But I know some of my other customers have, my local customers have mentioned that as well. So I'm glad I'm not alone. See, this is why we get together and share how we feel, because then we don't feel alone. Okay, so now we're going to cut 3 3/4 straight down. And then we're going to make another, we're going to turn it and cut it at 3 3/4, and we're going to make 3 boxes like this, three photo mats here. So there's one. Here's 2, and here's 3. And then this is excess or trash or a journal strip if you want. And then we're going to make sure this is 6 inches. Yep. So we're going to turn this and cut it at 4. We're going to make 3 of these photo mats. So we cut twice. So that is done. One thing we need to do is we need to cut these borders in half. So we're going to cut them in half at 6 inches. Go ahead and do that now. You can do it with your scissors or with a trimmer. Since I have the trimmer right here, I'm going to just go ahead and do it. Sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't on camera. I'm very focused. And then we've got our last sheet of paper. And this, I did want to make sure it was directional because it's not super directional, but I have an idea how I wanted it laying. So let me double check. So if I have, this is going to be this way. And so then this is going to turn this way. Yep, that's what I want. So we're going to cut this. Oh, now I got to think here. So I've got to cut this at, hold on. If I cut it, so I want to turn it this way. Oh, I want to cut it this way at 5 inches. All this flip-flopping, y'all. So that's straight down. Then you're going to turn it and you're going to cut 3 inches. And then this is going to be the reverse. Perfect. That's what I wanted. So I am done with my trimmer. Now it's time to assemble. So these project recipes are great because up at the top corner it says you can have 6 photos, but as you can see right here, there is room for another photo. You can totally move that over and have room for another photo, so that would be 7 photos. So I love that you have lots of options with these project recipes. So this is going to go here. Get this paper in the middle here. Kind of down a little bit. Move these mats out of the way. This is going to go up against the edge here. It's going to be centered. Centered. And I would just make sure that your paper is lined up so that the lines match up. Because if I did it this way, it's not good to the eye. See how the design is messed up? So just kind of pay attention to that on your layout. Then we have I want to do it this way. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Just trying to remember what my plan was. So I'm starting this paper about 5 inches, if that helps you. And these are going to go all the way across. So just move that. And this is going to go here. These are going to go here. This will go here. Then I have my borders. And you can put these down or not. They're not really going to be seen much, so it's up to you if you want to have them or not. My paper, it's not going to show up much, but I'm just going to add it just to add a little bit of depth to the layout. It's a little bit more, gives a little bit more tonal. Pardon the pun, I'm sorry. Couldn't resist. Then This will go here, this will go here, and then this will go here. I think it looks good. So let's start putting it down. So I will start with this one. I don't know why, I have to lay it all out first and then I feel like I do it twice, I know, but I just like to see, because a lot of times I'll flip the paper and I decide, oh no, I like the other side better on this side. And so that's why I don't start adhering right away. The paper's very crooked. It is a very, very busy week. It is the last week of school, so it is craziness. And last week it rained like crazy here, and so we field day got moved. I mean, it's just insane. Never a dull moment. I'm really looking forward to this summer. Not that we'll slow down, but I think we will. It'll be nice to be in a different schedule, you know, something different. Down. It's so funny because I'm looking at these papers going, yeah, these totally go together. Yeah, this is right. But, and I will use this layout. I know I will if I didn't have to put it together. Like, so that it's done. Like that's what I mean. Like, that it's done, I will actually probably use it. If I had to go pull these papers myself, I don't know if I would have. So, because they seem very loud to me. But once you put photos on, it's fine. I mean, these colors are absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to have to move these over a little bit. That's why we do repo. Do y'all remember when they came out with it and we were like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever? We were all like, how did we live without repositionable tape? Goes there. I love in layouts when you make a cut and like one side is one direction and one is the other. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Let me put this paper down. So like this is a long strip here and then this is flipped. I don't know, I love that look. Absolutely love it. I find myself using that technique more and more now that I'm seeing it more. It makes it a very simple cut, but adds a lot to your page. So just kind of channel that, like put that in the back of your brain for when you're stumped on a layout and you can't come up with something, just cut some paper. think I need to move that down a little bit. Nah, I think it's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. It's not centered, but it's okay. There we go. Tuck that in. Tuck that in. Oh yeah, this is coming together. And if you're unsure about your mats, you could always do, oops, I gotta put this down first. See, I wasn't paying attention. You could wait to cut your mats if you're unsure of them. I love how these go over just a smidge to bring those papers together. I love that. So there it is. I feel like this is going up a little bit. Now, you have room on here for your, you know, your 3.5 by 5 photos. You also have room for, it's actually 5 3/4 by 3 3/4, but I didn't have that mat cut. So, but you get the idea. And you could easily add like another photo over here, like this size though, over here, because it'll be a little bit shorter. So you could add another photo there. But lots of room for photos. Now I want to show you what I wanted to add, because I've got so many of these border stickers. I don't know if you're sitting on as many as I am, but it's just a lot. And here it is. So I want to see how it looks. So for me to test it, I don't want to put the paper down on it. I want to use my anti-stick powder, which I had on my table just a second ago because I was doing another layout. Oh, here it is. Does everybody else lose stuff in your craft room like all the time? Or am I the only one? I'm like, I just used it. So I'm going to take this off. And I'm pulling it off very gently. I don't want to rip it, because these little stars are very delicate. I want to see what it looks like. So, ooh, don't stick. Okay. So I'm going to kind of just get the stick off. So you just kind of poke it on here. And it takes the stick off so that you can move your sticker around and it becomes like an embellishment instead of a sticker. Because we've all been there. We've all taken a sticker and put it on a page and then like, oh, I don't want it there. And you try to rip it off and it'll tear your paper or take the pigment off of the paper. So we don't want that to happen. So that's what this was invented for, and it's fantastic. And the great thing about this is that you can still apply adhesive to your sticker and it becomes a sticker again. But you're able to move it around and play, which, you know, that's what we love. We love to play and create. So, okay, so my idea is to add this here, and I think that's going to add so much to the layout. So let's see what you think. See how you add just a touch there? Sorry, it's a little blurry. But it brings all the colors together, and I think that it makes the border look a little bit extra special. So I think that's my plan, so I'm going to work on that. And then I will post my final layout on my Facebook page, Karen Cornell Scrapbooking, so you can like that one as well. But I hope you like this layout as much as I do, and I hope you embrace these totally tonal papers and maybe you don't have a problem with it, and if you don't, can you give me some suggestions? Because, you know, I want to build this community and help me out too, okay? So, but I do feel very, very, very happy with the layout, and I feel like I can do it again. So, I hope that this helps you, and don't forget to take your checkoff sheet and mark your number 25 off. Oops. Oh my gosh, I almost knocked over my computer. Okay, see, I'm not perfect, y'all. So cross off number 25. And I hope you have a fabulous day and happy scrapping.